The moment I transmigrated into the book, I was bound to a system with a mission to save someone. The system informed me that I had to conquer the cruel villain. Right now, this villain, only 17 years old, was being bullied and lay dying in a dark alley. The system urged me to hurry, to help, rescue, and warm his heart. I immediately leaned close to the young villain's ear and whispered, "You lost a fight? How useless." The system gasped in shock. "What are you doing?" I smirked, repeating the words once more. The system fumed. "Host, we are trying to save Raymond Tang. Why are you deliberately rubbing salt into his wounds? Doing this will only make him turn worse faster. But why should I save him? I truly don't understand. What does his villainy have to do with me? What if everyone dies? I'm no saint to be worrying about such things." The system was silenced by my cynical reply. It was truly ridiculous. Before transmigrating, I was already a villainess. It was a miracle if my words didn't outright kill people. The boy before me, freshly beaten, leaned weakly against the wall. His eyes were closed, probably on the verge of passing out. I reached out and patted him all over. The system was moved to tears. "Host, are you going to take him to the hospital? You finally understand. Raymond Tang will surely thank you when he wakes up. You're overthinking things," I cut in. "I just want to see if he has anything valuable on him." This villain's pockets were terrifyingly empty. Disbelieving, I rummaged through his back pockets too. Finally, my probing made him stir. Raymond Tang opened his eyes, his voice hoarse. "Jane C., what are you doing?" Thanks to him, I learned my name was Jane C. Coincidentally, it was exactly like my real name. Raymond Tang's Adam's apple bobbed slightly. "Don't touch me," I lied without blinking. "You're injured, I'm just checking your wounds." "Jane C., are you trying to humiliate me?" "What? You called me useless, I heard everything." Raymond Tang lowered his head, revealing the lifeless, pale face of a tired, sickly teenager. "Don't you usually hate me the most? If I see your face again, I'll have someone break your legs," he said, wiping blood from the corner of his mouth, a bitter smile on his face. "Go ahead and hit me. My life isn't worth anything. It doesn't matter if you beat me to death." His eyes flickered, as if pleading, looking truly pathetic. Unfortunately, I was a wicked villainess. I sensed the similarity between us. "Raymond Tang, don't pretend in front of me. I know what you're plotting. You'll find release in death, but I'll be burdened with legal responsibility, even prison. Think about it. Is exchanging your life for my suffering truly worth it?" I didn't expect to expose his dark thoughts so bluntly. Raymond Tang immediately stopped his act, his face turning cold. He clung to the wall and walked away steadily. As he exited the alley, he called out to me, "Jane C., move aside." Suddenly, Raymond Tang pressed close, his breath tickling my ear. It was quite a tingle. "Thank you for testing me. I really like this feeling." The system shrieked. "Host, this is your chance. Hurry, he's flirting with you." "Flirting? System, can you please be serious for a moment? Can't you see? He just wants to discuss me." According to him, Jane C. and he had always had an extremely bad relationship. It was very likely that the original owner had bullied him before. If the original owner were here, she would surely have screamed at him, calling him a scoundrel. Raymond Tang wanted to see Jane C. lose her temper. Unfortunately, he had picked the wrong target. I also leaned close to his ear and retorted, "No need to be polite, puppy." Raymond Tang froze. He watched my retreating figure, standing rooted to the spot for a long time. Back home, I couldn't stop thinking about the current situation. I was in a sweet romance novel, complete with tropes like a chase the wife to the crematorium plot and a shattered mirror reflecting whole reunion. My name was Jane C., the school's beauty queen, a rich young miss. Clearly, this was a female lead script, but Jane C. was merely a cannon fodder villainess. The original owner was arrogant and proud, obsessed with the male lead, Michael Tang, Raymond Tang's older brother. Using her family's influence, Jane C. had forced Michael Tang into an engagement, tearing apart the male and female leads. Jane C. also frequently bullied the female lead. Raymond Tang, the main villain of the original story, secretly loved the female lead and thus hated Jane C. immensely. Later, Jane C. died in a car accident, much to the reader's delight. However, that accident was caused by Raymond Tang. To avenge the woman he loved, he didn't hesitate to commit crimes, taking the life of the one who had made her suffer. In the end, Raymond Tang was handsome, but his fate was incredibly tragic. He was an illegitimate child of the Tang family. His mother, a beautiful woman, had been deceived into becoming a third party. Only after giving birth to Raymond Tang did she learn the cruel truth. Unable to bear the shock, she threw herself from a height. Raymond Tang inherited all of his mother's beauty, so captivating he was like a god. His father, whenever he saw him, would fly into a rage, often beating him mercilessly. Even the household servants dared to look down on him. Growing up in such circumstances, it was understandable that Raymond Tang became twisted. Moreover, the female lead had no feelings for him whatsoever. Instead of loving him, she fell for his older brother, Michael Tang, the pampered male lead whose fate was the complete opposite of Raymond's. Thus, Raymond Tang gradually became darkened by jealousy, transforming into a maniac. After understanding everything, I reclined on the bed, enjoying myself. The system asked, "Host, why are you lying down?" "Excuse me, I am the pampered daughter of a wealthy family, a princess of the upper class, to be precise." Only a fool would dive into this complicated mess of emotions. The system tried to speak, but I snapped, "Shut up. If you dare say one more word, I'll self-destruct and take you with me. Neither of us will survive." The system fell silent, terrified. Perhaps the story's development had already gone beyond my control. One morning, my parents suddenly called me. "Daughter, get dressed up. Today, we're going to the Tang family for your engagement." Engagement? I was utterly astonished. The original character's mother pointed at me. "Your clothes are ready. Later, make sure you look beautiful and captivate Michael Tang for your mother." What? Wait a minute, something's wrong. An engagement now? I'm not even old enough, I still have to take college entrance exams. By the time I finish, Michael Tang will already belong to someone else. Mother, I don't want to get married, and I especially don't want to marry him. What nonsense are you spouting, child? The father of this body's owner sternly reprimanded me. The Tang family's assets are growing rapidly. If they cooperate with others, our family's interests will be harmed. Tell me, what method creates the most stable relationship? It's marriage. Marrying the eldest young master of the Tang family is the best choice. Afterward, you can still go to school, and your status will be even more secure. It reeked of greed and money. Every single sentence was about money. Were these truly my birth parents? Seeing me stand still, Mr. C urged, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up." I glanced at them, a demure smile on my face. "Yes, father, mother, I will definitely complete the mission." "Ha ha, am I not a villainess after all? I absolutely will not let them have their way." To welcome me, the Tang family had decorated their villa with extravagant splendor. It was clear they valued this partnership highly. I saw the male lead, Michael Tang, who possessed a refined, scholarly appearance. I had absolutely no interest in handsome men of that type. The parents chatted and socialized. Suddenly, Michael Tang approached me, whispering, "Jane C., I told you I don't like you. Why do you keep clinging to me?" I looked at him in surprise. Michael Tang's face clearly showed disgust. "I know your intentions. You want to be with me, but I don't agree, so you're using your family's power to force me. Do you like me that much? Confucius once taught that only women and petty people are the most difficult to deal with. Big brother, do you really think you're impressive by suddenly quoting ancient proverbs?" Michael Tang waved his hand, his eyes deeply gazing into the distance. "I absolutely will not marry you." After saying this, he paused for a moment, seemingly wanting to witness my distraught expression, but my face looked as if I had just swallowed a dead fly. "It's not that I can't marry you. Because of family pressure, I will get engaged to you, but I hope you understand one thing. I, Michael Tang, dislike women who reek of money like you." "You idiot, what did you just say?" I didn't bother paying attention to him, turning my head to look up at the second floor of the villa. In front of a small window, Raymond Tang was bowing his head, watching me, his eyes as cold as ice. Afterward, everyone moved into the main living room to formally discuss the marriage. The Tang family took this matter very seriously. All those present were influential figures, and the spacious living room was almost full. Michael Tang sat next to me, his expression arrogant and cold. He was naturally the protagonist of the day. Everyone knew he was about to become the son-in-law of the C family, destined for a lifetime of wealth and glory. My mother covered her mouth, chuckling. "Young Master Tang is truly talented, indeed worthy of being the one our Jane misses day and night." "Oh no, Jane is also very beautiful." Everyone raised their glasses, exchanging pleasantries. After a round of compliments, they finally got down to business. "Today, we are here to seek the opinions of both families. The two children are of marrying age. Could we further solidify this relationship through marriage?" Of course, of course. According to ancient customs, we have checked their birth dates and they are indeed a perfect match." "That's wonderful then." I suddenly stood up, cutting them off. "Respected elders, if everything is already prepared, then allow me to make the announcement myself." I plucked a rose from a vase, my gaze sweeping across the room, looking as if I was about to propose. Michael Tang's face turned green. What trick are you up to now? Don't embarrass me. He hastily reached out to snatch the flower, but failed. I walked through the crowd. Under everyone's gaze, I moved to the corner of the room, smiling at Raymond Tang. The sudden proposal rang out. Will you be my husband? Raymond Tang's deep eyes didn't flicker. He was completely emotionless. He thought I was playing a joke on him, teasing him. Silence enveloped the entire room. My mother immediately jumped to her feet. Jane, what are you saying? Don't be absurd. I raised an eyebrow, retorting. Is something wrong? Then I continued. The Tang family's marriage, as long as it's someone from the Tang family, is fine, so I choose Raymond Tang. But Mrs. C hesitated, unable to finish her sentence. Unlike her, others in the Tang family had no such reservations. Mrs. Tang scoffed. Jane, he's no young master. He's just an illegitimate child. How could he be worthy of you? Mr. Tang spoke coldly. I told you to lock him in his room to prevent trouble. Even Michael Tang frowned. Jane C., are you perhaps angry with me? I said I would marry you. You don't need to make this farce. I don't care what you like. I shot a sidelong glance at him. Then I feigned distress. Mom, Dad, just now Michael Tang said I reeked of money. I don't understand if he's insulting me or our whole family. I don't mind suffering for the family's benefit, but I'm just afraid Michael Tang will look down on you both while flattering you to climb higher. What? My parents' faces immediately darkened. What is this about? Michael Tang was completely caught off guard by my expose. He hastily tried to explain, eventually shifting all the blame onto me. Jane C., I know you're angry, that's why you're acting this way. Don't you hate Raymond Tang the most? Before, just because he accidentally touched your jacket, you were so angry you threw it away. Why do you want to get engaged to him now? Hearing this, Raymond Tang, who had been silent until now, suddenly gave a sarcastic smile. It seemed Michael Tang wasn't wrong. I explained, I was young and foolish before, afraid to admit I liked him, so I only knew how to use such silly ways to get his attention. Wait a minute. Michael Tang was stunned. You like who? Raymond Tang. No one believed my words. Under everyone's skeptical gazes, I decisively grabbed Raymond Tang's hand. I particularly love Raymond Tang. Immediately, the system's voice chimed. Ding, Raymond Tang's favorability towards the host has increased. It is currently -50. Incredibly, how could it increase? Just because I said I liked him? Did he actually believe it? I turned my head to look at Raymond Tang. He was looking at me in surprise, then down at our tightly clasped hands. Finally, Michael Tang regained his composure, shaking his head. Jane C., stop making a scene, I retorted. Have you had this disease for long? Have you seen a doctor? Michael Tang frowned. Don't cause trouble. Even if you want to marry Raymond Tang, you have to ask if he agrees first. I'm just worried he'll want to avoid you as fast as possible. I agree. Raymond Tang gently cut him off, his tone cold yet resolute. He glanced around. Everyone looked astonished. I repeat, I agree. Raymond Tang had no reason to refuse this proposal. Because we are the same, sharing a common goal, I, a wicked villainess, love to see others' discomfort, especially the hypocrites in this room. Their discomfort brings me immense joy. Seeing each person's annoyed expression, I just wanted to burst out laughing. I subtly scratched Raymond Tang's palm, a silent message. Happy cooperation. But he stiffened. The system chimed again. Ding, Raymond Tang's favorability towards the host has increased. It is currently -40. Just one scratch makes him like me more? Is he a cat? I scratched him again. Ding, Raymond Tang's favorability towards the host has increased. It is currently, scratch again. Meow meow, Tang couldn't take it anymore and pulled his hand back. In the end, this engagement party went nowhere. Before leaving the Tang villa, Raymond Tang unexpectedly slipped something into my hand. I smiled and asked, is this a token of our engagement? Jane C., all the guests are gone, stop pretending. He returned to his cold expression, turning his back and walking away. I opened the bag. Inside was a bottle of hand sanitizer. Why would he give me this? Suddenly, a memory from the body's previous owner flooded back. The previous owner detested Raymond Tang. Whenever she accidentally touched him, she would frantically search for hand sanitizer. So that's it, he was mocking me. A fierce desire to win flared within me. Because he provoked me, I was even more determined to make him uncomfortable. Wait a moment, Raymond Tang? The young man paused. I rushed forward and wrapped my arms around him. While hugging him, I took the opportunity to pinch his waist. Earlier, the wind had lifted his t-shirt, revealing his slender frame. His waist was actually very small. At first, I only intended to give a small pinch, but who knew his waist was small but incredibly firm. Raymond Tang was completely stunned. It wasn't until I slammed the car door shut that I heard the system's notification sound, roaring like a tide. Favorability value fluctuating continuously. Erratic. It seems Raymond Tang's mood is completely entangled. I immediately muted the notification sound. In front, my father's rage erupted. Jane C., are you determined to humiliate your father today? I'd rather have given birth to char siu pork than to you. That makes sense, I chuckled. But Dad, char siu pork can't get married and the marriage registry won't accept it. Don't be angry, Dad, I grinned. As long as Michael Tang isn't the heir later on, I won't have to marry him, right? Impossible. Besides Michael Tang, they have no other options. Don't even think about that illegitimate child for 3 years. We can discuss the marriage again then. It won't be too late. I knew the original novel's plot perfectly. 3 years later, Mrs. Tang would fall gravely ill, losing her power to stir up trouble in the household. That would be Raymond Tang's best chance to rise. After all, in Mr. Tang's eyes, the illegitimate child still carried his bloodline. Normally, he disliked Raymond Tang but had to concede to his wife's wishes. Now, I was determined to change Raymond Tang's fate. Breaking the original plot and helping the villain inherit the legacy that was the responsibility of a villainess like me. But unexpectedly, the very next day, an unforeseen incident occurred. Raymond Tang suddenly collapsed. The private school we attended had extremely clear class divisions. Michael Tang and I were in the elite Class 1, while Raymond Tang was in Class 8. Class 8 was full of the children of housekeepers and servants. These kids were excellent at seeking benefits and avoiding risks. Raymond Tang collapsed on the running track, but no one bothered to help. Everyone just stood and watched. Coincidentally, our class also had gym class. I quickly ran to help him up. Despite his height, he was incredibly thin. The story mentioned that Mrs. Tang mistreated him, not giving him enough food. He wasn't even allowed to sit at the dining table, often eating on the stairs. He must have been starved again after the commotion yesterday. I pulled out a piece of candy, intending to offer it to him. Suddenly, a strong push from behind made me stumble. Jane C., stop bullying Raymond? Ah, the female lead had appeared. Summer Ha was indeed very pretty and adorable, with a small face and fair skin, exactly the prototype of a romance novel female lead. She was a little shorter than me, her cheeks puffed out in anger. Don't romance novels always describe the female lead looking like a pufferfish when angry? No one is allowed to bully Raymond. I'll protect him. Are your eyes for show? When did you see me bully him? You're still denying it. If you weren't bullying him, why is he lying flat on the ground? Open your eyes and look closely. He fainted, he didn't fall. Huh. Summer Ha was immediately flustered. You knocked him unconscious? Jane C., how could you be so wicked? After saying this, Summer Ha's voice became soft, as if she was about to cry. I didn't hold back, shouting directly at her. Yes, I knocked him out. If you keep babbling, I'll hit you too. She froze in fear, only daring to speak after a long pause. None of the boys are willing to take him to the infirmary. I glanced around. The boys all avoided my gaze. Helping Raymond Tang was akin to offending Michael Tang. They wouldn't dare. Only the saintly female lead, Summer Ha, liked to play the hero saving the beauty, but unfortunately she was only good with words. I sighed and carried Raymond Tang on my back myself. Although the infirmary was only a 5-minute walk, it took me almost half an hour to get there. In this dilapidated private school, even the teachers just stood by and watched indifferently. I helped Raymond Tang partly because I wanted to foster him, and partly for my own sake. I had once been ostracized, had experienced the feeling of hunger and thirst. There were certain similarities between him and me. On the way, Raymond Tang seemed to have a moment of consciousness. He saw me carrying him, was speechless with surprise, and then slipped back into unconsciousness. Summer Ha also trailed behind us to the infirmary. After taking Raymond Tang into the room, I went to buy a bottle of water. As soon as I returned, I heard Summer Ha's voice echoing out. Raymond, thank goodness you're okay. All my hard work bringing you here wasn't in vain. Hearing this, I found it amusing. Hadn't she just followed me? What hard work? Raymond Tang lowered his face, looking at her. His skin was stark white, so pale you could see the tiny veins beneath his eyelids. Summer Ha, you don't need to thank me. Helping each other is normal for classmates. Summer Ha, I only fainted, I didn't die. Huh, the naive female lead looked up. Person who carried me to the infirmary was Jane C., not you. Why are you taking credit here? It was truly unexpected. I didn't think Raymond Tang would be so discerning. I thought he would blindly believe everything Summer Ha said. It felt good to know my intelligence wasn't being insulted. That's right, I was the one who brought him to the infirmary. I pushed the door open, not giving Summer Ha a chance to explain herself further. What was your intention? taking credit while I was gone. Summer Ha's small face alternated between pale and flushed, finally turning ashen before she walked away. I offered the bottle of water to Raymond Tang. The doctor said you have low blood sugar. You'll feel better after a nutritional IV. Once you're done, I'll take you to eat, to nourish you back to health. Raymond Tang didn't take the bottle, looking at me with extreme caution. Jane C., what trick are you playing now? I want to apologize to you. Seeing Raymond Tang frown in confusion, I solemnly bowed my head before him. I'm truly sorry. I bullied you before, and that was my fault. From now on, I'm determined to change. Silence enveloped the infirmary. Even the sound of a pin dropping could be heard. Raymond Tang remained silent. So did I? What could I say now? Even as a villainous side character, I had my limits and principles. School bullying was unacceptable. Although I wasn't the one who caused it, since I had entered this body, I had to bear the responsibility and atone for the mistakes. After a long moment of silence, Raymond Tang spoke. What if I don't want to forgive you? That's your freedom. Apologizing is what I should do. Forgiving or not is your right. Of course, I won't let you off easy, Raymond Tang sneered, a cold smile on his lips. You trampled on my self-respect. What right do I have to forgive you? Hearing these words, memories suddenly flooded my mind. Could it be that Raymond Tang had once written a love letter to Jane C.? It turned out that year he had fallen in love with Jane C. These were the first stirrings of emotion for a teenage boy. He had bravely written a letter, expressing his innocent feelings sincerely. But Jane C. had publicly read that letter aloud in front of everyone, mocking him. From then on, Jane C. always avoided him whenever they met. Raymond Tang's feelings had consequently turned into hatred. Later, thanks to Summer Ha's concern, he gradually developed feelings for her. What a mess. I remained silent. Raymond Tang didn't say anything more either. Just then, Summer Ha returned with a few classmates, breaking the quiet atmosphere. She pointed directly at me. It's her. She knocked Raymond unconscious. I truly wanted to cut open her brain to see what was inside. The doctor had clearly stated it was low blood sugar. Had she not heard a single word? Summer Ha, if you don't know what low blood sugar is, you can look it up on Baidu. Before I could finish, Raymond Tang spoke up. That's right, it was her. He looked up, his eyes darkening, full of murderous intent as he gazed at me. Jane C. was the one who hit me. I truly regretted it. When Raymond Tang fainted, I should have stepped on him one more time. As a result, Raymond Tang, freshly recovered, was assigned the task of sweeping the school grounds. Watching his slender back working diligently, I secretly cursed at him for getting what he deserved, but also couldn't help but go over and grab the hem of his shirt. Raymond Tang, what were your intentions earlier in the infirmary? No intentions. His voice was still calm. I know we're not exactly good people, but I helped you. At least for now, we should team up, shouldn't we? How quickly you change your tune. He remained silent, continuing to sweep. Sweep, sweep, sweep. I wished he'd sweep until he dropped dead. I turned to leave. Summer Ha brought those people, they always liked to bully me. He suddenly spoke, making me halt my steps. He naively thought they were friends, but he didn't know they all hated me. I asked, so, as long as I'm the one getting beaten, you won't be ostracized because of me? I was stunned. The night wind blew, and the young man stood tall like a growing tree. Raymond Tang lowered his eyes, his expression cold, as if the words he had just spoken had never existed. Are you helping me? He neither admitted nor denied it. I asked again, why are you helping me? He replied, because you're not Jane C. That sentence stunned me. You, what did you say? You're not Jane C., Raymond Tang repeated. The body is the same, but the soul has changed. How did you? I can feel it. You and Jane C. are two completely different people. At this point, I had no reason to deny it anymore. When did you realize? In that small alley when you first searched me. That was the first day I transmigrated into this body. According to the original work, Raymond Tang was extremely intelligent. If he wasn't smart, how could he become the villain boss? Now it seemed his sharpness was truly terrifying. Right from the first encounter, with a changed soul, it was only a matter of time before he found out. At this moment, I understood that initially, Raymond Tang still wanted to use me, deliberately provoking me, but later he stopped confronting me. I asked curiously, so aren't you scared? This is very strange. He shook his head. What's the use of being scared? Yes, at this stage, fear was useless. Raymond Tang, if you already know everything, then let's cooperate. Cooperate on what? Study hard. He gave a faint smile. Is that necessary? I'm not a good student. You're wrong. You're very intelligent, more talented than anyone I know. I'll help you with extra studies. You just need to be better than Michael Tang. Why do you want that? What's your motive? I don't want to marry Michael Tang. I picked up a broom and helped him clean. I'm not the Jane C. you knew. I hate Michael Tang. I don't want to be used as a tool for a political marriage. I want to fight against this. You too, right? My gaze was fixed on him. Actually, you don't want to be useless, you don't want to be bullied by others, and you don't want to faint from low blood sugar anymore. Becoming exceptional is the only path you can take. Raymond Tang said, no matter how hard I try, the Tang family won't give me a chance. How do you know if you haven't tried? Mr. Tang is a businessman. What he cares about most is profit. And even if you can't stay in the Tang family, you can still build your own career outside without having to bow down to anyone. Raymond Tang fell silent for a long time. Finally, he agreed to cooperate with me. Before leaving school, Raymond Tang spoke up. I have one last question. Go ahead and ask. I thought he wanted to clarify the plan, but he asked, what's your real name? The shadow of the setting sun covered the teenager's eyes like an orange-red flame. I replied, my name is also Jane C. Reality proved that Raymond Tang's previous position at the bottom of the school's rankings was merely an act. He didn't want to reveal his abilities, fearing Mrs. Tang's resentment. After cooperating with me, he fully unleashed his potential. His test scores continuously climbed. The school didn't hold evening study sessions. Most students aimed to study abroad, so there was no need to study too diligently. Every day after school, I dragged Raymond Tang to the library. He no longer had time to cause trouble. We studied late into the night. Raymond Tang walked me all the way home and only left when my bedroom light came on. As for Summer Ha, her lies were too clumsy. Raymond Tang had completely lost trust in her. Summer was approaching and the exams were drawing near. In the library, I dozed off at my desk. When I woke up, I found myself covered by Raymond Tang's jacket. He was intently watching me. His gaze was gentle, something I had never seen before. The moment I opened my eyes, Raymond Tang immediately turned his face away, pretending to study. Is this your jacket? He replied shyly. If you don't like it, give it back. I love it. I hugged the jacket tightly. It smells so good, Raymond Tang. Do you wear cologne? No, I took a deep breath. It's the scent of a pleasant shower gel. He remained silent but unconsciously squeezed the pen in his hand. Raymond Tang's ears were flushed red. After all, he was just a normal high school student. Even if he was a villain, he couldn't be all bad. I leaned close to his ear and whispered, Raymond Tang, what kind of shower gel do you use? The cheapest one at the convenience store. Then I'll go buy some and try it too, I said mischievously. That way I can always carry your scent with me. Rip, Raymond Tang's pen nib tore through the page. You really couldn't joke with him. My unusual actions began to draw attention from my family. Early one weekend morning, after breakfast, I rushed out to find Raymond Tang for a study session. Mrs. C suddenly spoke up. Jane, you've changed. My heart skipped a beat. With my parents' personalities, how could they not notice their daughter's soul had changed? I tried to remain calm. Changed how, Mom? These past few days, you've become so diligent, no longer fooling around like before. It's been so long since I've seen you ask for extra pocket money. Before, you used to spend 100,000 yuan every month. I'm in my final year now. If I don't work hard, it'll be too late. Mrs. C looked at me, her eyes reddening. Jane, you're so well-behaved. You're becoming more and more like you used to be. What did she mean? I vaguely felt there was something hidden in her words. As parents, their attitude towards their daughter seemed to be more than just simple love. Was there something concealed? The doorbell suddenly rang. Michael Tang stood outside, holding a large bouquet of roses. Jane, the weather is beautiful today. Would you like to go for a walk in the park with me? He was awkwardly trying to win me over. Mrs. Tang must have secretly ordered him to quickly win my favor to secure the engagement, but I could clearly see there was no willingness in his eyes. No, why not go? I'll take you to your favorite restaurant for lunch. Move aside, don't block my way. Being rejected so many times finally made young Master Tang angry. Jane C, I've been very patient with you. I took the initiative to invite you out. What more do you want? I don't like you. Do you understand human language? Are you still sulking? I heard you've been close with Raymond Tang lately. Are you deliberately trying to provoke me? He smirked, a cunning smile on his face, trying to play a cat-and-mouse game. Ah, fine, come back to me. As long as you're a little sensible, I'll reconsider our engagement. Shut up, you idiot. I couldn't hold back anymore. I grabbed the bouquet and hit him straight on the head. Water from the flowers splashed, drenching the young master's neatly styled hair. Just looking at your face disgusts me. Do you really think you're that handsome? Stop deluding yourself. Your mind is foolish, but your confidence is boundless. Who gave you that right? I'm warning you. If you dare bother me again, what hits your head won't just be a bouquet. Michael Tang was stunned speechless by my scolding. When he came to his senses, he angrily grabbed me. How dare you scold me? He was a man, so his strength was naturally greater than mine. I almost lost my balance. Just then, Raymond Tang rushed forward without a single extra word, punching him directly in the face. Don't touch her. Raymond Tang hit very hard. Although he looked tall, Michael Tang was actually very weak. One punch sent him sprawling to the ground. I quickly held Raymond Tang back, stopping him. Don't resort to violence. The important exams are coming soon, we shouldn't cause trouble. Raymond Tang obediently pulled his hand back, but his eyes still glared fiercely at Michael Tang like a rabid dog. If you dare touch her again, I'll cut off your hands. Michael Tang trembled uncontrollably, his pants soaked. What happened? He wet his pants again? Suddenly, an idea flashed in my mind. Raymond Tang, do you know the most effective way to threat people? Violence isn't the solution, you have to attack psychologically. With that, I took out my phone and snapped several pictures. Young master, if you dare bother me again, these pea-stained photos will flood social media. I'm sure you don't want to become famous this way, do you? Indeed, Michael Tang completely collapsed, crying and begging me not to release the pictures. He fled as if he'd seen a ghost. I draped my arm over Raymond Tang's shoulder, saying triumphantly, see, this is how you deal with someone who cares about their image. Knowing their weakness is what makes you an excellent villain. A villain? What villain? Nothing, let's go. After a few steps, I realized Raymond Tang was slowing down. Jane C., did you see my actions just now? What do you think? Give me your assessment. Very powerful, very imposing. He nodded, his dark eyes fixed on me. So, I am very strong. I took the opportunity to learn a little more about this body's previous owner. Jane C. had been in a car accident 3 years ago, lost her memory, and completely changed her personality. Mrs. C. said, "You're becoming more and more like the girl you used to be," likely referring to the time before the accident. Coincidentally, 3 years ago was also when I started transmigrating into different worlds, specializing in playing villainous side characters. 3 years ago, who was I? Where was I? I had no idea. The exams were approaching. The night before the exam, an unexpected incident occurred. I couldn't contact Raymond Tang. I had already prepared a fallback plan. In mock exams, Raymond Tang deliberately kept his performance just within the top 20, not too outstanding, but enough to make Mrs. Tang wary. She started acting half a month before the exam. She tried every means to cut his pocket money, even refusing to give him food. No problem, I could take care of him. But now he was incommunicado, unreachable. This seemed serious. I asked around everywhere and found out Raymond Tang was confined at home, the clear purpose being to prevent him from taking the college entrance exams. This made me furious. He studied, I tutored him. He was injured, I nursed him. Raymond Tang was a boss I nurtured. I had the right to mold him, to tease him, but no one else was allowed to touch him, not even a little. Late at night, without hesitation, I stormed into the Tang family villa. A faint light emanated from a solitary attic room. I climbed the wall and snuck in from the side. It sounded brave, but I had once transmigrated into cultivation novels. If I didn't have any self-defense skills, how could I have survived? I gently knocked on the window. Raymond Tang looked at me in surprise. The window was unlocked. Raymond's mother probably thought if he dared to jump, he would surely break his bones, so there was no need for a lock. His room was small and simple, a complete contrast to the Tang family's outer splendor. Why are you here? To rescue you. Shall we run away now? No need to rush. We'll leave tomorrow morning. You rest and regain your strength. I walked into the room. He seemed much more relaxed. Thank you. I pulled out a small, squashed, and misshapen cake from my pocket. I carefully placed a small candle on it and lit it. Raymond Tang, happy 18th birthday. I had checked his records. His birthday coincided with the college entrance exam day. On the way here, I casually bought a discounted cake. Surprisingly, even such a small cake was enough to move Boss Tang, his eyes sparkling like stars. Early the next morning, I used a rope for him to climb down. What about you? Aren't you taking the exam? I don't need to. My parents have already invested in a private school. I'm directly admitted. For Raymond Tang, who had directly experienced such things, they were all too familiar. Then you'll come with me? I'm not going. I glanced at him. I need to distract them. Mrs. Tang had arranged quite a few bodyguards at the gate. The moment Raymond Tang climbed down, he was immediately spotted. A group of burly men quickly rushed forward to restrain him. At the same time, I smashed the glass window. The deafening sound of shattering glass drew everyone's attention to me. Immediately, everyone in the villa swarmed out like a disturbed beehive. I threw a match down, igniting the fabric that had been doused with gasoline beforehand. The flames surged violently. Some people frantically tried to put out the fire. Others rushed to catch Raymond Tang, and the rest turned to chase me. Before long, 2 patrol cars appeared, braking sharply at the villa gate. There were reports of child abuse of a minor. It seemed there was also a burglar. The situation became even more chaotic. Sirens blared, flames roared, and shouts echoed. This kind of tumultuous atmosphere was worthy of a villainess like me. At dawn, I yelled loudly at Raymond Tang, "Run, university is waiting for you." The young man, taking advantage of the chaos, broke free from their grasp and sped toward the sunrise. As the police swarmed in, I suddenly remembered something. System, what's the favorability rating now? I had muted the system since the engagement day, almost forgetting its existence. Host, you finally remembered me, sniff sniff. The favorability rating has reached 70 points. That fast? I was astonished, but I rejoiced too soon. The system continued. Host, your favorability rating for Raymond Tang has also increased to 50. I froze for a moment, then slowly understood. I had traveled through so many worlds, always playing the despised, lonely, wicked Villainess. Until I met Raymond Tang, I felt like I had found a kindred spirit. Empathy, perhaps, was exactly that kind of feeling. After investigation, the police discovered Mrs. Tang had abused her son and arrested her. As for me, I didn't do anything. I was young Master Raymond Tang's guest. Who would dare say I trespassed? Don't believe me? Just ask Raymond Tang. The fabric I threw down wasn't actually doused with gasoline. It couldn't burn for long. Frankly, I just came to encourage my friend for his university entrance exam. After being scolded a few times by the police, I was released. After the exams, Raymond Tang gave his all. Indeed, he became the top scorer in the province, completely overshadowing Michael Tang. After the exam, he actively cooperated with the police investigation, confirming the emotional abuse by Mrs. Tang. The Tang family tried to use underhanded tactics, but the media was one step ahead. Abused top scorer, the keyword was too hot, causing a public storm throughout the summer. Of course, Raymond Tang also paid a price. He couldn't return to the Tang family. He rented a small room outside and started an independent life. I said, "Raymond Tang, now you just need to shine. Your father will come to you." Yes, he obediently followed all my instructions. At the same time, my parents' attitude gradually changed. My father even hinted at transferring the family business to me, and I seriously accepted the offer. In the first half of my freshman year of college, Raymond Tang proved his abilities and earned his first large sum of money. Afterward, he began to reciprocate what I had done for him. He took me to my favorite restaurants. Every day, he bought me bubble tea and all sorts of snacks. The delivery people nearby all knew my face. They often teased, "Did your boyfriend buy you food again?" I kept explaining that he wasn't, but no one believed me. If he's not your boyfriend, why is he so good to you? Gradually, I stopped bothering to explain. In my sophomore year of college, I went with a group of friends to play a horror game. Raymond Tang came along too. I asked, "Weren't you busy today? Why are you free to play with me? You're not afraid of anything except ghosts. I have to come with you." But wait, how did you know I'm afraid of ghosts? That's strange. Jane C. was never afraid of ghosts before. I've never told Raymond Tang either. So how did he know? Before he could explain, the game began. We both immediately dove into solving the puzzles. Raymond Tang was always one step ahead of me. Whenever an NPC tried to scare me, he would immediately step in front of me. Near the end of the game, I was called by an NPC and had to endure a penalty alone. I was locked in a small closet, sitting alone in the dark for 5 minutes. During that time, I had to endure all sorts of terrifying sound effects, knocks on the door, eerie crying. A second before the closet door closed, Raymond Tang, despite the rules, squeezed inside. Since the closet was only big enough for one person, the space immediately became cramped as he entered. My back was against the wall, my body pressed against his. The distance was too close. Our breaths mingled, strangely warm. When the scary sound effects began, Raymond Tang put headphones on me. Cheerful melodies played, dispelling my fear. "You know what? Even if the rain turns the whole city upside down, I'll still hold you close." Suddenly, I looked up. Raymond Tang stared intently at the wall, trying to appear calm. He had grown taller, his face gradually becoming familiar, completely different from the 17-year-old boy he once was. That's right, I like men with muscles. He went to the gym every day and was no longer a skinny boy. His physique now was exactly my type. He looked thin in clothes, but when he took them off, he had bulging muscles. It seemed he had changed for me. Suddenly, I felt a longing. Well, I had no dignity left anyway. I would do whatever I wanted. I reached out and touched his firm abs. Raymond Tang startled and asked, "What are you doing?" "I just touched you a little." As soon as I finished speaking, a terrifying knock on the door sounded, sending chills down my spine, overpowering the music from the headphones. Raymond Tang reassured me, "Don't worry, I'm blocking it here. Even if it gets in, you won't see its face. Just keep touching." Ding, the system announced. Host's favorability index for Raymond Tang has increased. Favorability index continues to grow. My feelings for Raymond Tang skyrocketed to 90. At this moment, I understood clearly I liked him, and if I loved him, I had to say it. I didn't want to hide my feelings anymore. "Raymond Tang, there's something I want to tell you, but before I do, I want to ask one thing. Do you like Summer, huh?" Raymond Tang thought for a moment. The name Summer Ha sounded strange. "That girl? No, I don't like her. I don't even contact her anymore. I even deleted her WeChat." Excellent, the plot officially deviated. He asked again, Why bring that up suddenly? "If you don't have feelings for her, then Raymond Tang, I want to kiss you." He froze for a moment. I tiptoed and gently placed my lips on his cheek. "I like you." In the enveloping darkness, Raymond Tang's throat moved slightly. Deep in his eyes, a black gleam flashed, both longing and desire. I smiled and asked, "Do you like me?" Actually, I already knew the answer. Your favorability for me had reached its highest limit, but I still wanted to hear you admit it yourself. Raymond Tang remained silent. He tenderly cradled my face, leaned down, and gave me a deep kiss. At first, it was a little rushed, but then, fearing I would be scared, he softened, gently and carefully. "I like you, Jane C. I really like you." His warm breath brushed my ear, causing a tickle. "I really, really like you, Jane C. I love you." The NPC opened the closet. I was embracing Raymond Tang's neck, both of us lost in our kiss. On the way back, we held hands. I asked curiously, "You still haven't answered me about that thing. How did you know I was afraid of ghosts?" Raymond Tang pondered for a moment. "Jane, have you ever considered a possibility?" "What possibility?" "That you are the asterisk real Jane C." Hearing this, I wasn't surprised at all. In fact, over the years, there had been many signs that I was the real Jane C. After the car accident when I was 15, my body had been occupied by a transmigrator. That person had completely changed my personality, becoming defiant and bullying the weak. As for me, having lost all my memories, I was forced to play the role of a wicked villainess in this strange world. My parents were the first to notice the difference. They tried everything. Eventually, they discovered that the soul occupying my body had a very bad nature, born selfish and awful. She tarnished my reputation and refused to listen to their teachings. Because of this, my parents' attitude towards me became increasingly cold. The clearest evidence was Michael Tang. I never liked him from a young age, yet after the accident I became his fanatical admirer. Now I remembered everything. The reason my parents gradually treated me better wasn't because I changed, but because I had finally returned. No wonder I felt so familiar with this body when I first transmigrated here. "Jane," Raymond Tang said softly, "I've actually liked you for a very long time." I was astonished. "What? We've known each other since middle school." "You just forgot," he said softly, his voice deepening. "You're not like the others. Everyone bullied me, but you taught me how to fight back. You were full of not-so-good ideas, but I particularly liked that." Suddenly, I realized that Raymond Tang, at 17, had written a love letter to Jane C., and that letter was actually meant for me. Unfortunately, at that time, he didn't know that Jane C. was no longer the me of before. Wait, I thought, didn't I transmigrate into a novel? I immediately asked the system, what exactly is going on? The system hesitated for a while before finally admitting that other Jane C. was the female lead of a transmigration story, who was ultimately defeated by the original story's female lead, Summer Ha. "Why didn't you say so sooner?" the system replied indignantly. "No one asked me. I'm already home. Why do I still have to complete the strategy mission?" System explained, "Because someone transmigrated before you, the plot was already set. If you let this continue, you would meet a tragic end. I have simulated thousands of possibilities. This is the only path for you to have a happy ending. Congratulations, host, the mission is complete. Welcome home." After completing the mission, the system left. It was a good system. Although sometimes a bit foolish, it always helped me. Later, Raymond Tang and I adopted a cat, and we named it System. Raymond Tang began to showcase his exceptional talents, quickly becoming the new generation's male idol. Michael Tang was completely overshadowed by his brilliance. Mr. Tang himself called Raymond Tang back to manage the company, because I had declared that I would only cooperate with Raymond Tang. His assets doubled in value. I also became the heiress of the C Group. Later, Mrs. Tang fell gravely ill and passed away. Not long after, Mr. Tang also fell ill. Perhaps it was retribution. Raymond Tang was very sweet in love. It was just that during the day I always felt very tired. He didn't mind the hardship, proving to me day and night that he wasn't the obedient puppy I had accidentally called him. I regretted that remark. If I had known he would take revenge on me this way, I wouldn't have dared to touch his self-respect, not even for gold. Later, Michael Tang and Summer Ha married. Both of them had changed a lot. Shedding the burdens of the story, they finally lived true to their authentic selves. Ordinary individuals, no longer constrained by any plot. Each found their own ending in life. When I turned 24, I married Raymond Tang. Amidst a golden autumn, we returned hand in hand to our home. Whether it's a main role or a supporting role, what does it matter? The future is in our hands. We will walk towards the sunshine, seeking happiness.